Good afternoon, everybody. I'm back. Yes, I had a little extended vacation, but I am so happy to be back, and I'm glad that you all are here to join us for this month's Parent Cafe. So listen, we have Mr. Charles here today, who is a county extension agent, assistant professor cadre with the UGA Richmond County Extension Office. Under the Cooperative Extension College of Agricultural and Environmental Sciences of the University of Georgia. Previously, a research scholar at Warsaw University of Environmental and Life Sciences, Poland, where he earned a PhD in food nutrition technology. Charles has over 75 other credentials. For example, diplomas in legal studies, social work studies, psychology, workplace safety and health, in addition to living, studying, and working across 5 continents, y'all. 5. He has over 150 scholarly works promising ISI Impact Factor Journal with over 1,000 Google Scholar citations. With nearly 2 decades of cumulative work experience, Charles is very passionate about family consumer sciences, extension services, food processing, production, quality, consumer safety, food protection, food service industries, and their quality management. Importantly, Charles trusts God to help him serve as a useful resource to elevate colleagues, students, and the entire community so we excel, succeed, and thrive to our very best. Y'all, with no further ado, we have Mr. Charles here to tell us more about how he impacts the community. Hey, Mr. Charles.
Hello. Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here.
Yes, and we are excited to have you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I was just looking for this opportunity to share what I have for the community, and I'm just so excited.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And so what is it that you're doing to make an impactful change within the community?
Thank you so much. First of all, a lot of people don't know about the University of Georgia Extension. Basically, what we do in the extension is to extend useful information, research-based information from the specialists in Athens, and then we spread it out to the communities. So the Extension Office, we have in every county across the state of Georgia, we have offices. So the Richmond County Extension Office represents the University of Georgia Extension in Richmond County.
Okay.
So within the Extension Office, within the state Extension Office, we have 4 major areas. So we have the agriculture and natural resources, we have the family consumer science, we have the FNEP, and then we have the 4-H.
Okay.
So I'm sure everybody knows about 4-H, the youth, camping and all those stuff.
Right.
So so that's basically, just extending research-based information from the specialists down to the community. So we extend that information through educational programs, through activities. At the end of the day, it's all about, making sure that the community gets, evidence-based information that is data-based, data-driven, information that will help them to improve their lives. Okay. So, it's been an exciting time.
Okay, and so what is the research on?
Right, so it could be on a wide range of things. So, for example, in family consumer science, I deal with food, health, nutrition, and I've kind of added financial literacy to it.
Okay.
So that at least people get to know more about their credit score, how to save, for the rainy day. So it just depends on the audience, depends on the situation, But let me just add this. In my work, we have what we call the plan of work. So the plan of work for me is twofold. Okay. So I have the food safety education and I have the health wellness awareness. In health wellness awareness, I'm more focused on, chronic disease, cancer prevention, all those stuff, because it's really a burden in the community.
Yes.
And then food safety is something I really, hold dear to heart. That's my kind of my passion, that
Right.
area of specialty. Yeah. So basically, I try my best to make sure that the programs I deliver are based on those two key facets.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so I know you said you do nutrition classes, the food safety, financial literacy.
Right.
If, somebody watching or, people spread the word
Right.
that, okay, Mr. Charles does financial literacy classes,
Right.
or, he offers food safety instructions.
Right.
How do one go about signing up? Is there a specific location, or do they have to be a part of an organization? Can individuals sign up? How does that work?
Right. How it works is quite simple. I try to be as flexible as possible because a wide range of the community, from the young folks, like some of them are in school now, right? And then the elderly folks, some of them, the seniors, they're at home resting, and those in between who are working. So I try my best to be flexible with time. Okay. And then I try my best to be flexible with location.
Okay.
So it's always important that the community knows, that we in Extension, we are all interested to support the community. We are not, we try to have the community to determine the time that is best suitable for them where possible.
Okay.
So for example, if let's say church group, or restaurants. Now restaurants have different time they work. Some work on specific days and they're off on other specific days to do the deep cleaning of the restaurants,
Right.
Things like that. Now the churches, they operate on a different time frame, the various community centers, the various community groups, neighborhood groups, everyone has different time schedule. Now, what about those who are working, 8 to 4 or,
Right.
8:30 to 4:30, so they have limited time. And most times their space will be only during the weekends.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Or during the evenings. So I try my best to be as flexible as possible. So what I try to do is to let the community determine the time that is best suitable for them.
Okay.
And then we kind of arrange the time. We kind of arrange the location. For example, our office, Richmond County Extension Office, we were previously at 602 Green Street, and then now we've moved to 501 Green Street.
Okay.
Now we have an office space that is a bit bigger. The space is more comfortable.
Okay.
So if the community decides that, we would like to use your office, you're most welcome to do so. Or if they decide to say, okay, that we would like to have you come to our neighborhood or come to our church or come to our workplace, to deliver this program.
Right.
So all the time when I meet the community members, I always have a list of programs which I deliver. And, the family consumer science, based on food safety education and health wellness awareness, I try to have those lists of programs so that they make their choice.
Right.
No, we need this or we need that. Or if it's, for example, a restaurant where they've not yet had their workers food safety trained.
Okay.
So they have the opportunity to decide, okay, for example, we are open from Monday to Friday, but we are closed on Saturday, just for example.
Yeah.
Or we are open, Tuesday to Thursday, but we're closed on Monday. Now, they would now decide, this is the time available for my workers to have that training.
Okay.
The food safety training. Now, some have also, I try my best to, within every month, make sure that we advertise,
Okay.
some of our programs. Like, for example, the food safety training. I have scheduled activities, where they come to the office and have the training. So besides that, they also have the opportunity to select, which days are convenient for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. And so they would possibly go to the website?
Yeah, so they just go to the website, and then our contact details are there, our phone number is there, my email is there. Just shoot me an email and tell me, Charles, please, we have this food safety training, or can you let us know the programs you deliver?
Okay.
Or you can just feel free to walk into office at working hours, and have a discussion on areas of need, and so but easy to reach out and
Okay, and so say for instance, an organization or individuals reach out.
Right.
Is there a minimum amount that you have to have? So do you have to have at least a minimum of 5 people before you conduct a class, or are you willing to do a class to 1 or 2 people depending on which program they select?
Right. So we believe in numbers,
Of course.
So for me and for the extension office, would like when you have 5, 6, 7, 10 people, it kind of makes it more interactive,
Right.
And people learn from each other. If it's just 2 people, and especially when they know themselves, it becomes difficult to actually have that interaction because you know yourselves,
Right.
So numbers is really great, and the more people, the better for the community, because at the end of the day, see, the idea is this: when people come in for a program, and they acquire knowledge now, and the more people, the more interaction that takes place,
Right.
and then that knowledge becomes more consolidated, it becomes more rich,
Right.
because people now have different perspectives of a topic, different contexts of a topic, and they learn from each other.
Of course.
And then when they step out, they tell other people about what they've learned, about the importance of the program, about what the program has helped them to change, their attitude, their behavior towards certain things,
Right.
And then they're able to kind of, reach out to other people, and they're able to, there'll be kind of a greater feedback, so the numbers are great. But sometimes you may not have that number, in terms of 2 or 3. Personally, I don't really mind, but it's always good to be realistic at what is obtainable.
Right.
So if 5 people come in, awesome. 10, yes.
Right.
20.
That's super. Right.
Right.
And so are these programming, is it a fee for these programming?
No.
It's no fee.
No.
So
not at all,
there's
not at
a
all.
restaurant that can, they have a new hires.
Right.
And a restaurant can reach out to you all
Right.
to get their staff
Food safety training.
food safety training.
Yep.
And they won't have to pay a fee.
Right. They won't have to pay a fee. Now, it depends on which training. So, for example, let's take the restaurant
Okay.
as a case study. So, the Georgia state law requires that every food service establishment serving the public with a commercial kitchen must have a food protection manager certified
Okay.
that runs the place. At least one. Okay. Some restaurants have 2, 3, awesome, but at least one. But there's no regulation that mandates them to have, the workers that they're under that are working, under them, because the requirement is that the manager trains the staff.
Okay.
Right. So what the extension has been trying to do over the years is to empower the workers,
Okay.
to become food handlers.
Yeah.
Now the food handler is like a step below. So to have that basic food safety training so that they can, empower the food service establishment to have, the best of not just food hygiene, but the best of food quality service.
Right.
And then to get their scores up, because when the inspectors, when they come into the restaurant, it's always good to have, there's always that joy that you're doing things right.
Right.
And then it helps to reduce the pressure of, the the food safety pressure on the manager, because the workers now know exactly, this is why we need the temperatures to be at this.
Yes,
This is
yes.
why, the kitchen floor has to be clean. This is why, and a lot of people don't know that food safety actually starts at home.
Yeah.
That's where it starts.
Right. Right.
And if you have that food safety, at home, it becomes easy to actually implement it in the workplace. So it's not just about the restaurants.
Right.
I have this belief that every place where there is a kitchen should have someone who has some food safety training.
Food safety training.
Whether it's the church, they have kitchens. Whether it's businesses that have a small kitchen where the workers come in and put, their food, warm their food, there's a sink. It's not commercial kitchen, but just, no matter how small the kitchen is, at least it's important that they have someone who's food safety trained.
Okay.
At the basic level.
Yeah, at the basic level. And so are these programs certificate based? So once they successfully finish with the class, will they be able to get some type of certificate that says they have been, and we've just been talking about food safety, so that's why I keep going back to that one. So they'll get a certificate that says food safety trained.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I mean, extension, a certified credential from the UG extension.
Okay, that's good. I hope somebody's on here paying attention and learning, okay, and understanding, especially these businesses, because the restaurant I seen, it was a new list that came out not too long ago.
I don't
just
check
gonna
the
put
list.
that out there.
I don't check the list, please.
I do, because I like to eat out.
Okay.
There's some businesses that made the list, and maybe a little piece of food safety training, will help will help.
Definitely, it goes a long way. It goes a long way. And the thing about this is this. You see, I really want to encourage the food businesses, here in Richmond County. Please, just encourage your workers to have food safety training.
Right.
It goes a long way to enhance the food hygiene level, the food quality level, the food service that is being provided, because people really love a place that is clean.
Yeah, come on, somebody.
People really love a place that is clean. And anytime I step into a restaurant, I really have this empathy on the restaurants, honestly, because they are going through a lot.
Right.
They are really going through a lot. There's so much pressure, in the workplace.
Right.
And it's important for them to have the workers, have that food safety training so that they become a kind of a very strong support system, and they will then be able to thrive.
Okay.
Yeah. So for me, it's very important, and it's really important that anyone who is, taking their kids out, family, you shouldn't really be worrying. Is this restaurant clean?
Yes.
Are they preparing the food
Absolutely.
properly?
Right.
Are they washing their hands? We don't need to think about these things.
Right.
We just need we're in the restaurant to eat, right?
We're in the restaurant to eat.
we're just in the restaurant to have fun, to really enjoy ourselves.
Yeah.
So it's kind of good that, the restaurants, that they make us feel at home when we go. And I really want them to achieve that.
Yeah, and so this is a sidebar.
Okay.
This is because listen. So for you to go to a restaurant, I know you say we just want to walk in a restaurant and sit down and eat, but you having the knowledge that you have and the insight that you have on how things are supposed to flow and how things are supposed to go.
Right.
Is it easy for you to just really walk into a restaurant and just order your food? And I ask that because I have a cousin who is an amazing chef, right? And so going out to eat with her, it was just like...
You're not doing this.
Yes, appetizers supposed to be out at this time. Something else supposed to be out at this time. This meat is not cooked right. And I'm like, ask for your meat to be cooked this way. I'm like, oh my goodness. And so everything is just like, okay, cousin girl. And so how is it for you to go into a restaurant and really just enjoy being able to sit down and eat.
Right. You see, for me, I'm not really picky on these things because I understand, there's pressure on the food service business.
Right.
So when I sit in a restaurant, or a cafe, and I just want to enjoy myself. So I don't start looking at, how are they doing this? Or how are they doing that? Or how they, no. I don't have that time. I don't spend my time. I'm just thinking about other things.
Other things. What you trying to order?
Other things in my mind.
Yeah.
So I don't really bother myself about, how clean the kitchen. Sometimes we don't see the kitchen, right?
Right.
And even if I see the kitchen, my mind is like, oh, okay. They're doing their best.
Okay.
I always love to see the positives.
I always love to see the positives.
That's how it brought up, Just see the positive because are we perfect really? No, we're not.
Right.
Is there a perfect restaurant? No.
No, it's not.
Is there a perfect menu? Let's not go there.
Right.
So I think that for me personally, the best thing is just to go into a restaurant, enjoy the menu, take my time to eat, no rush.
Yeah.
And then, just feel the stomach.
Feel the stomach, get those fiddles in.
Just relax and just enjoy it.
That's good.
Because that's what they're there to do, to make us feel at home, to make us feel happy.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I give a shout out to all the restaurants.
Shout out to the restaurants. Y'all are doing a good job.
You're all doing amazing.
Contact UGA Extension, though, if you need some type of programming. Yes, food safety. Come on. It's very important. Very important. Because no matter how great you are, it's still knowledge that can be learned. By taking a food safety course and class, like you said, even for just learning how to handle food at home, in your own personal home.
The neighborhood.
The neighborhood.
Churches.
Yeah, it's still very important. I thank you so much for coming to sit and talk and share. Is there anything else that you would like to put out before we wrap up?
Definitely. Of course, besides the food safety, the health and wellness component of my work is very important. So making sure that when people go out to buy their food, they're really looking at the labels. Because a lot of people don't look at the labels of the food.
Right.
Because the elderly in our community, they need the right food. What about the very young people? They need the right food.
Right.
And then encouraging folks to think about how much vegetables you put in your meal. A lot of people don't love to take vegetables,
Yes.
So I have to encourage them to take more vegetables.
Right.
Making sure that the plate is more green.
Yeah.
The greener it is, the better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and so it's programming for that, the food nutrition, food nutrition, all of that. So just like you said, they're welcome to come into. UGA is 501 Green
501 Green Street.
501 Glen Street. Go down there, see what type of programming they have. And if y'all see a program that you all like, recruit your community, recruit your church, recruit your restaurant to come and take a class. Have Mr. Charles, his team, come out to you all. Or see if y'all can set up a space at their office to get these classes and get trained and get the knowledge. So we can be, the ones that go back and you get the knowledge from him, and then you can go back into your community and spread that knowledge and have more people to want to come and learn. And so if we all are blessed with the knowledge of how to properly take care of our bodies, eating the right things, how to properly run a restaurant as far as food safety and nutrition and stuff, then that will, we can be a healthier community, right? Yes, that is awesome. But again, it was such a joy to have you here, spreading such great knowledge, because I've walked away with some things as well. So thank you so much. And family, listen, as we're getting ready to wrap up today's Parent Cafe, I just want to remind you all about our Children's Week Augusta Partnership Children's Week that's coming up September 29th through October 4th, okay? Specifically October 4th, we have something for our teenagers, ages 13 and 19, that's going to take place at the Hub. We need you to get your teenagers registered for our Path of Choices event, okay? It's going to be such an impactful event. It's going to it's going to transform your teenagers, your young people's minds about the choices that they make, the paths that they're on, and things of that nature. So we really, really need you to come out Saturday, October 4th. Yes, the rest of the week is very important as well, but listen, let's be honest. Our teenagers, we need some in their face type of reality things that can go on depending upon what type of choices you choose to make in this life by just going to a simple little party, how fast things can turn around in your life. So listen, again, thank y'all for taking a moment to sit with me, sit with us on your lunch break. And so until next month, I'll see you later.